Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Sportsmaster here, back with another video on the channel. And today, guys, we're going to be using one word to describe every single NFL team so far in 2020. So, the way this is going to work, I'm going to be using the word to describe the team, and you guys will see the word on your screen for each team. And I'm going to be explaining why that word works for each team and why it's a good word to describe the team. And there's also going to be a little emoji at the bottom that also describes the team. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited for this video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you like my content. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed, over 70 subs. And, we really got half of our subscribers really this year, and that's just awesome. So thank you guys. I can't thank you guys enough, but you know what? Let's just hop right into the video. So the first division that we're going to be doing is the NFC East. So let's go ahead and start off with the Dallas Cowboys. What better way to start it off than with the Cowboys? The Cowboys, the word I used for them is messy. So everyone knows Dak is gone for the year. Andy Dalton was hurt for a little bit. He will be back soon, though. They're 2-6. They need to restart. I mean, Ben DiNucci is nowhere near good, although the memes will live forever. But messy is a little bit of a nicer word to use for them. I feel like I could have said something like complete failure. What else could I have said? I could have said they suck, trash, but I was a little nice here. I went with messy. Most of it isn't really their fault. I mean, the defense is just trash. They're not really giving much effort. The locker room just isn't the same as it was, and really they could be 0-8 if things did not go their way in the two games that they won against the Falcons and the Giants. So the Cowboys are definitely not a good team. They are still competing for a division spot, which is absolutely ridiculous, but I mean the division title, you know what I mean by that, but the Dallas Cowboys, they're just terrible. I mean, I don't really know what else to put it. I don't even know a nicer way to put it than they're terrible. That's the best way you can put it. And, that's Dallas. So, next team in the NFC East we have is Washington. So, Washington is learning. Now, learning is going to be a word I use a lot in this video, but for now, Washington's definitely learning. Their defense is definitely solid, but the offense needs some more weapons around Dwayne Haskins, if Haskins is going to be their franchise quarterback. Alex Smith is really not his old self for now. I think he can bounce back and definitely have some good games. But for now, he's not his old self, although he is probably going to win Comeback Player of the Year. And, they're just learning. The team looks like they're headed in a solid direction. They're not one of the better rebuilding teams, but they're definitely a solid team. We just need to see what is going to happen for the rest of this year. And next year is going to be an important year for Washington. Next, we have the New York Giants. So the Giants are building. Now, that's not really a word to describe a season. Building is not a word to describe a season, but I think that's what they're trying to do right now. Daniel Jones has potential to be good. He just needs to turn the ball over less. Saquon is injured, as all of you know. He is out for the season, if I'm not mistaken. The offense definitely needs more weapons. They do have some good players. Saquon is definitely good when he's not injured, and their receivers are up-and-coming guys. They're stepping up. Something that a team like the Cowboys, they're not really having young guys step up like the Giants are, or even Washington, they're not having guys really step up on offense, but the Giants are. So that's what makes the Giants a pretty good rebuilding team. They are 3-7. They still have a chance at making the playoffs because this NFC East is crazy. But that's the New York Giants, guys. So next is the Philadelphia Eagles, the final team in the NFC East. So the Eagles are confusing. I think that's a good way to put it. The team has so much talent, but the injuries, sand. I meant to put and, not sand. Sorry about that, guys. But and Carson Wentz is playing terrible. Like, I think he leads the league in interceptions. I think he's tied with Kirk Cousins. Maybe he has more. But the team is definitely confusing. There's a lot to keep up with. Carson Wentz sucks. They're so talented, though. Too many injuries. There's a lot of things that you need to keep up with the Eagles, but they still might win the division, because this NFC sucks. Let's go on to a little bit of a better division, the AFC East. Now, the AFC East is also not the greatest division, but there are a couple teams in here that can maybe shock people and maybe go, deep in the playoffs. But let's start with a team that right now is not in good position to make the playoffs, the New England Patriots. Now, I think the Patriots are having an up and down season so far. You can yell at me in the comments for saying up and down is not one word, it's 3 words. I don't know what else to say for the Patriots, though. Started the year with a good win against Miami. Cam Newton looked pretty good. Almost beat Seattle. Cam Newton had an insane game. Obviously, Cam Newton caught COVID, and wasn't good at all, and he was out for a couple of weeks. But when he came back, he wasn't really great, but then came back and beat the Ravens this past week. Yeah, up and down. Cam Newton, if Cam Newton's good, I think the team has a chance at making the playoffs. If he doesn't play good, they're not going to make the playoffs. If he plays like he did against Baltimore and how he did against Seattle, they're going to make the playoffs. That's what I believe, but for now, though, they've just been up and down. So, next we have the New York Jets. So, the Jets are buried. That's what I'm going to say for them. They've been terrible this year, as many people expected, but not many people expected them to have 0 wins at midseason. Still have time to grow. They need to be better to compete. 0-9. I don't really think there's anything interesting about the Jets. I don't really know what to really talk about for the Jets. I mean, Sam Darnold, I don't even know if he's a franchise quarterback at this point. Joe Flacco's playing okay. He played fine against the Patriots, but, they even lost that. I think they're going to get a win this year. I just don't know when. I don't even know their schedule down the line, but we'll see if they can grab a win. I think they probably will, though. So, next we have the Miami Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are a surprising team. So, ever since Tua's been the quarterback, Dolphins have been very good. They even beat the Arizona Cardinals, who are a very good team themselves. We'll talk about them later in the video, but not many people were expecting them to compete for a division title. Dolphins are definitely underrated, 6-3. I think they're surprising because they really don't have the best talent on offense. They have Tua, but besides that, I mean, their offensive line's meh. Their receivers are okay, but they're making it work. I mean, Brian Flores is definitely a good head coach. I think he's definitely an underrated head coach. And the defense of the Dolphins is actually playing some really good football. So watch out for the Dolphins, man. They might win this division if they can beat the next team, Buffalo. So Buffalo is a strong team right now. Josh Allen started the year looking like an MVP candidate, suffered 2 losses to the Chiefs and the Titans, only beating the Jets by 8 the week after that, which is not good at all because the Jets suck. However, the Bills did come back to defeat the Seahawks. That was pretty good. However, they did lose to Arizona in a disappointing way. I mean, you guys saw the clip. I'll roll the clip anyways, even though everyone's probably seen it by now. And that's how they lost to the Cardinals. But other than that, Bills have had a pretty good season, and other than the 2 losses to the Chiefs and the Jets, I mean, not the Chiefs and the Jets, the Chiefs and the Titans, but Bills have had a good year so far. They look like a strong team, but with that, let's move on to our next division, the NFC North. So, the NFC North, let's start with the Minnesota Vikings. So, you guys might not understand me when you see the word rising, but let me explain, okay? The Vikings started with a good win against the Packers. Actually, they started the year 1-5, which is obviously awful, but since then, defeated the Packers, coming off of 3 straight wins. Kirk Cousins, first win on Monday Night Football. Dalvin Cook is playing well, but I think they're rising. Do I think they're going to make the playoffs? No, probably not, but I think they can definitely play spoiler to a couple of other teams, like even the Packers. They could defeat them again, and the Packers might not be in the best spot in the playoffs, but I think they can play spoiler, but other than that, I think the Vikings ruined themselves starting 1-5. I think that kind of blew it, but yeah, Vikings are on the rise in my opinion, and next week they're playing the Cowboys, so I think that's another potentially another win for the Vikings if they can hit their marks and just play well. But next team we have is the Detroit Lions. Now, honestly, unknown is a good word to describe them. They are hit or miss. They lose games that they should lose. They lose games that they should win, and they win games that they were not expected to win. They're 4-5. They're just literally hit or miss. That's the best way you can put it. Matthew Stafford, I feel bad for him. I mean, he needs to be put on a better team for his talent and how well he really plays. He's definitely one of the more underrated quarterbacks, but with the Lions, he's just not going to really win much. But anyways, next we have the Green Bay Packers. So far, the Packers have definitely been contenders. They do have 2 disappointing losses to the Vikings and the Buccaneers, but Aaron Rodgers is still a top 5 QB. Aaron Jones is playing well when he's healthy, and I think that the Packers are definitely going to have a shot to win it all this year. I don't know if they're the best team in the NFL. There's certain other teams that you guys probably know about that are probably better than the Packers, but Davante Adams is having himself an insane year. Not many people are even talking about it, but Davante Adams has quietly been a has quietly had a really, 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 really good season. Obviously, with Aaron Rodgers throwing it helps, but Packers definitely contenders. Now, the final team we have in the NFC North, I'm pretty sure, is the Chicago Bears. Now, I think the Bears are slowly fading or going on the downward spiral. I don't really know how to put this. I wanted to say downward spiral, but that's technically two words, so let's just say fading. Defeated the Bucks and started 5-1. Looked like Nick Foles was going to lead them to another playoff spot, but they have lost 4 straight games, and right now it looks like the Bears are not legit. You guys can disagree. You guys can disagree in the comments. You guys can say, even if you're a Nick Foles fan, I think you somewhat have to agree with me. They just aren't the same. The offense is not good at all, and I think the Bears are just not legit right now. That's how you really describe them, in my opinion. So next we have the AFC North. That's the next division we have on our list. So the Cleveland Browns. I think it's hard to tell if the Browns are a fluke or actually a good team. They are 6-3, which is a good record, but it's hard to tell. Like, they can play well, but they play bad. Like, if Baker Mayfield can not throw a pick, they're usually winning. If he does throw picks, I mean, it's hard to win with turnovers. But with Odell out for the year, yeah, I don't know if they can even contend for the playoffs right now. The AFC looks pretty stacked, but we'll see what happens. So, again, the same word. I will be repeating words in this video for several teams. We're going to be doing unsure for 2 teams, the Browns and now the Ravens. They have had some okay wins, but they haven't been able to defeat the tough teams like the Chiefs and the Steelers. They were not able to defeat, and they couldn't even beat New England earlier this week. But, yeah, we need to definitely see if Lamar is a real MVP or is it just a one-year wonder. We definitely need to wait and see. But next we have Cincinnati. So Cincinnati is learning, okay? Here's why Cincinnati's learning. The team is literally just not ready to win. They do have a bright future with Joe Burrow, though. I think enough has been said. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. AJ Green, he's going to definitely have to go from the Bengals or retire in a couple years, but Joe Burrow is definitely a great quarterback, a contender for Rookie of the Year. But yeah, the Bengals are definitely still learning. Now, the only unbeaten team in football, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they are soaring, in my opinion, because they're the only unbeaten team. Have I said enough? Ben Roethlisberger, in my opinion, is a perennial. How do you say that? Perennial. I can't even pronounce it. You guys know what I'm saying, though. Ben Roethlisberger, in my opinion, is a Pro Bowl quarterback. With that defense, the Steelers actually look scary. They are 9-0, and they are soaring. What I was trying to say is that the Steelers are a perennial Super Bowl contender this year, in my eyes. So I literally had to Google how to pronounce perennial because I had no idea. I totally forgot. But yeah, guys, I think the Steelers definitely a great team right now. I didn't expect them to be 9-0 coming into the year, but oof, they look like a really scary team right now. With that, let's move on to one of the more interesting divisions in the NFL. We're going to be talking about the NFC East. Let's start with the Rams. So coming off of a good win against Seattle, the Rams, they're good. They're not great, but they're not bad. So I think they're good. I mean, solid is a good way to describe it. They did defeat the Seahawks, as I said, but they just don't look like they're going to be competitive with, like, the Chiefs, the Packers, like, great teams like that. That's why they're just solid. They are second in the division right now behind Arizona, but yeah, that's the Rams. Next, we have Seattle. I think Seattle has been up and down this year. Russ is definitely carrying this team. It's been a one-man show. Lately, even Russ hasn't been playing that great. Coming off of 2 straight losses, Russ has had some good games, and then he's had some bad games. So, Russ, I think he has 28 touchdowns now this year and like 10 interceptions. Interceptions definitely need to go down a little bit if the Seahawks are going to want to compete this year. But for now, yeah, I just don't see them being a great team. They are a good team, though. I think they're about the same level as the Rams, but the Rams, they're more explosive with their whole team. The Seahawks just simply have a better quarterback. But yeah, next we have San Francisco. Now, I think San Francisco is unlucky. Now, here's why San Francisco's unlucky. The only way. Injuries. Garoppolo, Mostert, Bosa, and there's even more. the team definitely has potential, but they just need players to come back from injury. I think they can compete next year, but for now, in that division, I don't think they really have anything against the other three teams. I think they're going to finish fourth in the division right now. Not going to win this division like a lot of people expected, but hopefully next year with Kyle Shanahan, they can find a way to get back to their winning ways. But next we have Arizona. Arizona Cardinals, they have been thrilling. They have been so much fun to watch. Kyler Murray is not even in his prime yet. The Cardinals are not even at their peak yet. They have been playing awesome and destroyed most people's expectations. The Cards are coming off of an insane win, as you guys saw earlier when I was talking about the Bills, that last play on a Hail Mary to DeAndre Hopkins from Kyler Murray. But they are leading their division right now, and they're so much fun to watch. That's really all. I saw a good amount of the Bills-Cardinals game, and it was so much fun, bro. The game was just insane. After Josh Allen threw that pass to Diggs, I thought it was over, but Kyler Murray, he found a way. And yeah, you guys saw that on the last play of the game. So the AFC West is the next division we're going to be talking about. The Los Angeles Chargers, in my eyes, are learning. So Justin Herbert is definitely a great rookie quarterback, and he is destroying many people's expectations, but the Chargers are not winning enough games to be competitive. Chargers need more talent around Herbert. For now, Keenan Allen's good, but they need more players making mistakes and learning from them. Their defense is pretty good. They just need to win. I'm not really sure what they're missing right now. I haven't watched many Chargers games, but they just need to start winning and rack up those W's. They've lost close ones now to the Bucks, the Chiefs, the Saints. They barely beat the Jaguars for all I care. The Chargers just don't look like a team to compete yet. They definitely have time to learn, but not yet. All right, so the Las Vegas Raiders, I think they are underdogs this year. The Raiders are quietly putting together a great season. They handed the Chiefs their only loss of the season so far, defeated New Orleans. They're on a win streak of 3 games. Everything's going right now for the Raiders. Derek Carr's back to his old self. In 2016, was that the year they made the playoffs? But I think Raiders are going to make the playoffs this year at this rate. They're not going to win the division for sure over Kansas City. But you know what? They actually do have a chance. I mean, if they can defeat Kansas City again, then, I mean, there's a slight chance. That's probably not going to happen, but there's always a chance. But, yeah, Raiders are definitely a good team. And they're definitely a sleeper pick to, go deep in the playoffs. Maybe even win the Super Bowl. I don't know. Some people are picking them to win the Super Bowl. Not many, but some. But anyways, let's move on to the Denver Broncos. They are learning also, just like the Chargers. They have a great franchise quarterback, this time in Drew Lock. They are learning from their mistakes. Broncos defense is not the same. I don't know what happened to Von Miller. I'm pretty sure he had a season-ending injury, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Let me know in the comments what actually happened, because I don't remember. But, yeah, they need to learn from their mistakes. Similar to the Chargers, I think the Broncos and Chargers are pretty comparable in terms of talent and, their quarterbacks, everything, situation that they're in. They're pretty comparable, but for now the Broncos are learning. Final team in the AFC West are the Kansas City Chiefs. So they are roaring, rhymes with soaring, but a near-perfect season so far. I meant so far. Hey, that's a good joke. Get it? State Farm, Patrick Mahomes, so farm. Anyways, the Chiefs are playing their best football right now. Mahomes, this guy is crazy. I don't even know anymore. They're not, people aren't even giving him credit anymore. His first year, wow, MVP Mahomes. Second year, wow, Super Bowl Mahomes. Now, 25 touchdowns, 1 interception. What does that even mean anymore? He's literally, everyone already knows how good Mahomes is. I don't need to boast about how good he is. 25 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's just ridiculous. They're stepping up each week. New players, Elair, Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Kelsey. There's more. Sammy Watkins when he's not hurt. Demarcus Robinson. Their defense is getting better at this point. It's Super Bowl or bust for the Chiefs every single year. So, continue doing what you do, Chiefs. That's really all I can say. Now, our next to last division we're going to be talking about is the NFC South. In my opinion, the most interesting division in the whole NFL. So first, the Carolina Panthers. Now, the Panthers are learning, in my eyes. The Panthers are definitely still a young team. They're not ready to win yet. They have lost 5 in a row. Bright future is what the team has, but they're just not ready yet. they got to learn. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater, I don't know if they want him to be a franchise quarterback for now. Their receiving core is nasty. It's kind of underrated. DJ Moore, what's his name? Robbie Anderson. It's honestly really, really good. But even Curtis Samuel, I'm pretty sure he's still on the Panthers. But Panthers definitely still need to get better. Their defense is pretty good, led by Brian Burns, solid corners. But yeah, I think the Panthers are learning. Now, the Atlanta Falcons are unpredictable, in my opinion. Now, in some games, they're so good. Like, really, really good. Like, they look like the Chiefs in some games. I'm serious. I'm not exaggerating. They look like the Chiefs in some games. Other games, they're just downright terrible. Like, look at the Cowboys game. Look at the Packers game. Look at those games. Completely terrible. They look like a completely different team. They look like the Chiefs once, and then they look like the Jets in another week. They're just unpredictable. They're good and bad. It's a mix. I'm just disappointed at the Falcons, man. I hope they can make another playoff run later in Matt Ryan's career, maybe next year, but for now, they're just another disappointing year for them. The New Orleans Saints, I rushed that, but they are resurging, okay? What does that really mean? Let me explain. So they started the year pretty good. I mean, win against the Bucks, but unfortunately Thomas did get hurt. Drew Brees did not look the same. Brees also got hurt, and in this little time between the Bucks game and now, Alvin Kamara has been really leading the team, so they don't look like a contender. But now, after a good win against the Bucks, and pretty sure they beat someone week after that, this last week, but I don't remember who they even beat. But I think when Brees comes back, when Kamara comes back, when Kamara and Brees are together and Thomas is there, they're going to be back to their old ways of winning. Thomas definitely needs to rebound. An injury like that, you can't just completely pretend like it didn't happen. So it's definitely an injury that you got to pay close attention to. We don't know if Thomas is going to get traded after this season, but for now, they are resurging, regaining their power, and ready to make Drew Brees happy and maybe win them a Super Bowl. Who knows? But they do got to get through the Bucks, who is up next. Now, the Bucks are gelling. Again, what does gelling really mean? Now, this means that they're still trying to work together well. I don't even know if this word really even works for this scenario, but Brady, he needs to get used to the offense. The Bucks have won big games, but they have lost some big games. And for now, they have not hit their peak yet, for sure. They're 7-3, and we got to see what the Bucks can do. We got to see what they're really made of. They lost to the Saints twice, even lost to the Bears. So, the Bucks, let's see what they can do. I mean, this is a real test against the Chiefs. I'm pretty sure this week. That's going to be fun to watch. Maybe next week. I'm not 100% sure, but the Bucks, they're still trying to work together. Tom Brady's playing well for now, even though with 3 interceptions against the Saints. Other than that, he has been pretty good though. Now, the final division we have is the AFC South. So let's get the boring teams out of the way. Sorry, Jaguars fans, but I think the Jaguars are learning. Now, the Jags are tanking this year for sure. They've lost 8 straight games. Jake Luton has been okay, but the team still needs to develop. I don't think there's really much to say about the Jags. They're just completely rebuilding. Like, they literally tore their team apart last year, and this is the year that everyone was like, Jags suck. Nothing interesting. I mean, they did win their first game, but other than that, really nothing. So, Indianapolis Colts, they're clicking. Now, the Colts defense is very good. If anyone had any doubts, it was proven against the Titans. I mean, 17 points against the Titans, is that what they allowed? That's pretty good. Now, their defense is very good, but their offense, aside from turnovers, is doing pretty good. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's turning the ball over, Phillip Rivers throwing picks. Other than that, they are pretty good. They do need another weapon, though, for them to compete. Right now, they are leading the division, and they are contending for the division title. Let's see what they can do against the Titans. Those two are really the only teams competing for the division, as the Texans and Jags are just not on the same level. Speaking of the Texans, there you go. They have restarted, okay? Texans don't look the same. Ever since, really, all it takes is one player. And DeAndre Hopkins is that good of a player for him to be, for that to affect the team completely. Now they're 2-7. I've mentioned DeAndre Hopkins in this video on 3 different teams. The Bills, the Cardinals, and now the Texans. Now, DeAndre Hopkins right now is one of the most popular guys in the league after that catch he made. But anyways, back to the Texans. Deshaun Watson is really the only player carrying the Texans. losing every week but putting up like insane, pretty good numbers. Not insane, but pretty good numbers. The only team they've beaten so far this year has been the Jaguars, and they beat the Jaguars twice. But besides that, they haven't been great. Almost defeated the Titans, but other than that, nothing really. Now, the final team, Tennessee Titans. I think they're one of the more entertaining teams, which is why I left them for last. Now, I think that the Titans are persevering. Now, with all the doubt, with everything that people are saying, Derrick Henry is your only bright spot. That's what everyone's saying. But still, the team is playing very good football. Even with the tough loss to Indianapolis, I think that if Derrick Henry plays well, the team will most likely win. Now, if he doesn't play well, they will probably lose. It's as simple as that. I mean, that's really the whole story for the Tennessee Titans this season. We got to see, though. There's still definitely a lot more tests that the Titans need to, take, I guess. But we need to see how they can fare up against the Chiefs, the Steelers, the Packers, all these good teams in the AFC and even in the NFC. I don't even know if they're good enough to beat the Buccaneers yet. Maybe not even the Cardinals, Bills, maybe not even the Rams, maybe not even the mid-tier teams. But we'll see. We got to see how Derrick Henry really is and how good he really is. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more great videos like this one. I don't really know what else to say. Thank you guys for 70 subscribers. Thank you guys. That's really all I have right now. I don't know what to say right now. I went through this whole video having so much fun, and now we're at the outro, with the snap of your fingers, with the blink of an eye. But yeah, guys, I don't really know what to say. I'm just gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for watching. Peace out.